Salutations, gentle viewers. This is George from Ireland. Here I am outside Australia House in London. So the foundation stone was laid by His Gracious Majesty King George V of Australia in 1913. Alright, Australia hadn't had 5 King Georges, but anyway, we go by the British numerals I should say. There it is, you can see the Australian flag flying. 7 white stars, most of them with 5 points, one of them was 9 points if memory serves. People often get the Australian and the New Zealand flag mixed up. New Zealand has almost changed their flag, dropping the Union flag as part of it a couple of years ago. But a mnemonic. Australia's biggest has got more stars. New Zealand's smallest has got 5 stars, not 7. The New Zealand ones are red. Anyway, it wasn't completed till 1918, almost the end of the First World War. It's the Great War which slowed down the construction of this. And you can see on this side, these men in a nude state, looking downbeat, and there's that woman in an almost page 3 pose, holding her hair back. Oh God, it's cycle day, you see. That's what's making the racket. I thought it'd be good because there are no cars. Anyway, over the other side, you see these men who are disrobed, sitting on sheep's heads, and of course it was mutton and wool, which seemed to be the crux of the Australian economy. Anyway, what else is new? Fabulous relief sculptures there. We're in a more dignified position. And this is where Che Enoch Pearl came at the outbreak of the Second World War to volunteer services, saying he was an Australian. Up high, you can see the coat of arms. And then above the door, you can also see the coat of arms twice. The emu and the kangaroo, 2 animals which are unique to the Commonwealth of Australia. Another thing, as one of my Australian pupils pointed out, they're the only 2 animals which can't go backwards. So Australia is a very forward-looking country, and indeed the national anthem is Advance Australia Fair, though that wasn't decided upon as the national anthem until the 1970s. It was a toss-up between that one and Waltzing Matilda. So what else about Terra Australis Incognita, the southern unknown land? You can see the flags of the various states and territories of Australia. That very distinctive one in the middle with the yellow disc and the black and red field is the flag of the Aborigines. Also, the Aborigines are the autochthonous people of Australia and have been there for some 20,000 years before Europeans ever set foot on the country. So that's that. So they've had a great deal of recognition the last few years, and there's been an apology to the stolen generation. And there's an amphora and some classical motifs up there. Difficult from this angle to show you, but there's also a quadriga, as in a chariot made out of black metal, and it's got the goddess Athena Nike, as in the goddess of victory. I think I just can't. I had to go miles away because I had to point the camera almost directly up. Oh no, actually looks more like a god, looks like a male. It's almost always represented as a female. Curiously, it's easier enough to see with the naked eye. There we are, not a fantastic angle for it. So it has a fabulous location, and it's very large, Australia House. Across the street there used to be an office of Monash University, which is one of Australia's most estimable universities, named after Sir John Monash, who was a general in the Australian Army in the First World War and the Second World War. More flags here, tourist office, various things. The various states have the little representative offices. If you go in, it's got a fabulous entrance hall, but I can't bring you into that area. And it's got photographic portraits of Julie Bishop and indeed of Malcolm Turnbull. So that is Australia House, but the Australian in London is a dying breed. In the 90s, there were Australians here by the thousands. It was almost a rite of passage for young Australians to come and spend some time here. There were ancestry visas and all the rest of it. It was a jumping off point for traveling around Europe. Familial relationships were closer, and that was that. But now Australia is very affluent, and Australians can earn money at home and still afford to visit Europe. But often people came here for their year and doing lots of little trips around Europe. Plus the visa situation has changed, and a lot of people, those temporary jobs go to people from other European Union countries. So that's why Monash doesn't consider it worth to having a university right here. Well, that's Australia House, and it's very close to the Indian High Commission. This is the Australian High Commission, of course, because being a Commonwealth country, it has a High Commission rather than an embassy in the United Kingdom. That's enough.